Professional sports teams spend years trying to build a perfectly functioning offensive system. When they finally find one, the last thing you'd expect them to do is shatter it on purpose. Right up until the 2026 World Cup break, the Chicago Fire were dominating. They had racked up a club record 68 goals the previous year and were sitting comfortably in third place in the Eastern Conference. This chart shows exactly why their offense was so lethal. Striker Hugo Kuipers was on a historic tear, netting 13 goals in 11 games. By scoring in 10 consecutive matches, he placed himself right alongside MLS legends like Landon Donovan and Carlos Vela. He was the undisputed Golden Boot leader. Then, the front office made a massive move. They signed 37-year-old global soccer icon Robert Lewandowski away from FC Barcelona on a designated player contract. The fallout was immediate. Feeling his position was threatened by the incoming superstar, Kuipers abruptly requested a transfer. The Fire sold their top goal scorer to a Liga MX club for $7.5 million. It's rare to see a high-flying team alienate its most productive player to make room for an aging legend who admits he doesn't know the landscape of the league. To understand why Chicago took this risk, you have to look away from the pitch. From the perspective of the front office, this transfer is driven entirely by long-term corporate strategy rather than an immediate tactical upgrade. Lewandowski brings a historical pedigree that few in the sport can match. We are talking about a striker with over 700 career goals, multiple Champions League titles, and a decade spent dominating European football. Combine that resume with Chicago's local demographics, and you have a financial goldmine. The city is home to more than 720,000 residents of Polish descent, the highest concentration of any city in the United States. The franchise is also playing a real estate endgame. They are breaking ground on McDonald's Park, a brand new stadium set to open in 2028. They need a massive draw to fill those seats from day one. Under the MLS designated player economic model, signing a name with global fame drives merchandise sales, boosts ticket revenue, and elevates the brand, at a scale that regional winning streaks rarely achieve. Lewandowski acts as a cultural magnet for the ownership group. The guarantee of packed stadiums and international media attention makes the immediate on-pitch risk financially justifiable. But inside the locker room, the reality is much more complicated. Head coach Greg Berhalter has suddenly lost the engine of his offensive machine. Now he has to integrate a 37-year-old European star into the physically demanding, travel-heavy reality of Major League Soccer, right in the middle of a playoff push. This tactical board shows exactly what Berhalter lost out on. There's no rule preventing a team from playing two strikers at once. Berhalter could have paired them into a lethal duo, but instead let his top scorer slide out. The math points to a practical explanation. They traded Kuipers to clear the specific salary cap space required for Lewandowski's contract. Now, the pressure falls squarely on Berhalter to maintain the team's high-scoring output without the player who was doing most of the scoring. If the Fire stumble and miss the playoffs, the front office will be blamed for throwing away proven chemistry to chase a famous name. The timing amplifies all of this. Major League Soccer is returning from the 2026 World Cup break, riding a massive wave of nationwide soccer interest. Lewandowski's debut is a trial by fire. His very first match is against the Western Conference leading Vancouver Whitecaps, led by his longtime Bayern Munich teammate Thomas Muller. And right around the corner is a looming showdown with the defending champions, Inter Miami and Lionel Messi. The burden on Lewandowski is enormous. Ownership expects him to drive ticket sales and, more importantly, deliver trophies to a city demanding immediate success. The Chicago Fire's 2026 season will serve as the ultimate case study in modern soccer economics. We are about to find out if the commercial gravity of a megastar is actually worth the cost of destroying a winning formula.